Hello everyone, my name is Neil and welcome to Silver Threads. Today we delve into a creative journey with r/writing prompts. Today's prompt was posted by Spoon Elemental. You are a superhero without powers. You know a good bit about martial arts and you're resourceful. But the main reason you're so successful? Every time a villain monologues their plan, you calmly and clearly explain to them why their plan won't work. Our first entry is by PrimitivePrism.
I'll admit,
droned Komodo.
You just about had me beat there.
Sweat oozed between the surgically crafted scales of his face. His forked tongue flicked out and ran over his top lip between his exhalations.
You're right, lizard boy,
I spat, twisting on the loops of chain that bound my arms tight to my sides.
I just about did.
The fight had been intense. I relied on my Muay Thai to deliver crushing blows to Komodo's head and stomach, trying to wind him at least, if not render him unconscious outright. But it turned out I wasn't quite a match for his Brazilian jiu-jitsu once he got me onto the steel grating of the floor. I took a wobbly step backward, more lightheaded for a moment than I judged myself. I couldn't show him such vulnerability though. My heel found itself suddenly over empty space, and I remembered the bubbling pit of superheated sulfur, water 50 feet below.
Don't tumble just yet,
said Komodo, grinning.
I'll make sure you end up down there in a moment, but it won't do for you to go until you know everything. I suppose you've been wondering just what I'm going to do.
You think so, do you?
Oh, yes,
he hissed evilly. Those yellow-stained eyes with their bionically enhanced slit pupils drank me in.
For every millisecond of your fall, and as the water begins to scald your hide off, and then as it boils the last memories and dreams out of that lump of gray matter in your skull, I want you to think about just what I'm going to do to this dilapidated world you fought so hard to hold together.
Tell me then, I gritted. Get on with it. Komodo straightened, ready or it, in his gravelly reptile baritone.
When I pull this lever here...
That one?
Actually, the one to the left of it.
My left?
No, damn it, my left, you're right.
Okay, got it.
When I pull that lever, a charge is going to be sent to ignite the rocket on the pad, next to the foundry and the...
How's that?
What do you mean?
There's no electricity. How's the charge going to be sent? You have a generator?
No what are you talking about?
Remember when I stormed the foundry and took out your iguana soldiers?
Yes.
And then
what?
You don't remember?
Just flipping tell me.
When you came into the antechamber, you fired on me immediately, missed and hit the central circuit breaker panel. The damage caused an immediate emergency shutdown of the electricity in the place. Heck, we're only being lit by the sun through the skylight up there. I mean, look. Komodo eyed me suspiciously, and then risked breaking his watch on me to crane his neck upward towards the faint beams coming in through the scum-stained windows on the roof high above.
Well, shit.
Don't beat yourself up, it was an accident.
Never mind. There's a manual ignition for the rocket near the pad.
He beamed a gruesome smile with his mouth of sharpened teeth, filed that way by a mob dentist in Bombay I'd heard. Wouldn't get my hopes up about that.
What? Why?
Don't you know anything about rockets with a nuclear payload in this country?
I have advisors.
And your iguana men probably gave you the launch key they took off the supervisor of the pad when you took over the facility, right?
Yes.
But there were two other keys, held by individuals elsewhere in this province whose identity only the supervisor knew?
Oh.
Did you kill the supervisor? Komodo was silent. Just tell me, you killed him, didn't you? You were angry and killed him.
Yeah, I, kinda shot him. In the head.
So you're not getting those other keys. That rocket's not going anywhere. Komodo was silent for a long time, eyes cast downward. I struggled in the chains, slipping out of them little by little. At last, I got an arm free, and then the other. Komodo seemed barely to notice. Ha! I cried in triumph, letting the chains fall to the floor at last.
Never mind,
said Komodo, shaking his head. He came down the steps towards me, clicking across the grating on his modified reptilian feet. I readied myself to fight as his enormous bulk grew closer. But Komodo only strode past me, stepping into empty space and down, down, down. In an instant, he splashed into the boiling sulfur water. He bobbed once to the surface again, but didn't even scream. Foiled at last, Komodo was ready to leave behind his destructive aspirations and instead go into that good night to a kinder world where one day long from now we shall perhaps meet again. Our next entry was posted by MarauderOnReddit.
Well, I had always suspected that your hubris would lead to your downfall, Commander Conversationalist. But walking right in through the front door of my lair and handing yourself in to my henchmen? Well, that was downright baffling. No matter, as you'll soon hear the master plan that will leave the city open to my rule.
Is that so?
Well, puppeteer, I doubt it would play out in the way you would expect. Silence! As you know, the power to take control of another's mind is something I alone have wielded for all this time. Now, all my carefully laid traps will spring into action. At the upcoming gala, I am going to take control of the mayor and make her hand the position to yours truly. Her corrupt advisors paid off from my own stash will not object, and I will be free to shape the law to my will. The city will become a haven for criminals and villains such as myself, where we will be able to commit any crime our heart desires.
Wouldn't changing the law in your favor mean that your evil deeds wouldn't be crimes anymore?
What? Yes, but that's not the point. We will...
What about the police department? You're a wanted man. They'd notice you at the gala. You can only control one person at a time, so more than 2 officers would mean your arrest. And the federal and state government? They can send in troopers to retain law and order.
I'll just control the commanding officer.
Which one? There are too many factors. This endeavor is already doomed and you know it. Just give it up while you're ahead, puppeteer.
God damn it, fine, just get out. Guards!
Our last entry is by TheGoodPage.
And after I tie you to this post properly, I'll climb to the very top of the tower and attach the tube there. And then finally, I'll release the poison into the air.
I could feel his breath in my ear as he fumbled with the rope behind me. I assume he said it in this fashion, into my ear in a low voice from a place I can't see him at all, to be scary, but the giant holes in his extremely not foolproof plan made it considerably less so. Ugh. Honestly, I'm tired of ones like him. He's basically wasting my time, and the tightness and coarseness of the rope chafing my wrists was really annoying me. Still, I waited for him to finish tying me up calmly, keeping my fists clenched on purpose. He took several more minutes in silence. Seriously, how inexperienced is this dude? Until he was finally happy with his work. By now my shoulders ached from having my arms behind me for so long, my hands in pain from clutching so tightly. I could feel blood slowly dripping through my fingers. He didn't notice. He looked at me expectantly, a grin forming. His crooked yellow teeth was quite unsightly, but no matter. I cocked my head, felt a smile creeping onto my own face as well. First of all, your monologue was meh, mediocre at best. It's just not very descriptive, you know? I've heard way better. His grin faltered. I shrugged. Sorry, and second of all, your plan's not gonna work. He narrowed his eyes.
And why's that?
Oh boy, where do I start? Firstly, you're climbing to the very tip of the tower. Beyond the stairs? How are you gonna manage that? I see that the only rope you've got has been used on me. You sure you want to free climb up there? And you sure you can lug that thing with you and not have it fall? We both looked at the dark tube, which was lying on its side on the cement floor. It was long and sleek and difficult to hold under one's armpit without slipping or breaking. I masked a grimace, although imagining the scene was quite hilarious. It also reminded me of the slight but constant throb from having a similar glass tube broken against me in our earlier fight.
Well,
I'm not done. So, say you do get up there successfully, how are you attaching it? You better hope your tape is strong enough. You should have gotten duct tape, man. He glanced at the roll of clear tape in his hand with a frown.
They ran out.
And you're too busy doing villain stuff to realize that we have more than one grocery store here? I rolled my eyes. Unacceptable excuse. Anyway, you really think the poison gas can reach very far in the air like that? You better hope the releaser is strong enough. Would be such a waste otherwise, huh?
Well, it's windy today, so it'd carry the gas.
He lifted his chin up defensively. Well, I don't know how concentrated your poison is, but I wonder if it's even effective enough to kill anyone if it's too dispersed. You got more of that thing somewhere for backup?
No.
So, you're trying your luck and hoping you don't accidentally waste any of your precious, probably freaking expensive and rare poison gas?
Shit.
Yeah, shit's right. I laughed as he turned his back to me angrily. And one last thing. Even without its faults, your plan won't work. Because of me.
What?
I lunged at him, a bloodied shard in my hand. Amateur shouldn't have left me lying in a sea of broken glass earlier. If you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Because if you don't, I will end you with my evil plan.
If you prefer the podcast format, I upload every episode to the Silver Threads podcast, available on most other popular podcast platforms. If you have a story submission or want to contact me for business inquiries, please email me at storiesforsilverthreads@gmail.com. Thank you all for listening, and I'll see you next time with another story.